Hi and welcome to part 2 of this Pilates Matwork session. We are going to come into 4-point kneeling position, so remember you can have a little cushion under your knees if that helps to pad them. Otherwise, let's just bring your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Think about a nice long straight back. The neck is long, like we did in standing. You're feeling that length through the back of the neck, your chin parallel to your knees. You're lengthening through the spine and you're drawing the tummy towards the spine. Feet are relaxed, fingers spreading wide into the mat, help to distribute that weight through the wrists. And then you have the natural curves for the lumbar spine and for the neck. We're going to start with a little tail swish exercise. So what I want you to do is to think about, at the moment, both sides of your waist being equally long. And then you're going to shorten your right waist by swinging the pelvis towards your shoulders, so that right hip comes towards that right shoulder. And then you lengthen that side and you shorten the other side. You breathe out as you contract one side of the waist. Breathe in to lengthen, breathe out, contract the other side. Breathe in to lengthen. You could keep your head still, or you can look to the shoulder that the hip is coming towards. So it's like a dog, a happy dog wagging his tail. Your tailbone is swishing from side to side as you find that lovely movement into the lower part of the back and into the sides of the body. Just one more to each side, finishing to the left if you started to the right, and then come into a cat stretch. So tilt the pelvis, lift your tummy around your back, and then go all the way back, if you're happy to, into a rest position stretch. You could rest your head onto your hands or onto the mat and take a few breaths, releasing tension. Let's come back to 4-point kneeling. We're going to do another few exercises. And as you'll notice in this session, we are varying each exercise, well, most exercises. So we're going to come into threading the needle and we're going to do 3 variations. The first is the basic one. So keep your left hand onto the mat, take the back of your right hand onto the floor, bend your left elbow as you slide your right hand along the floor out to the side, and you're lowering your upper body towards the mat. Then you push back with your left arm, right hand under the shoulder, and you twist to the right, sliding the left hand along the floor. We're going to breathe out as you rotate to the side, and breathe in as you push back. Think about your bottom staying above your knees. Try not to let the bottom lean backwards as you do this. And the hand that's sliding, take it right behind your supporting arm, right next to behind that wrist, just to encourage your spine to stay long. We'll do one more to each side. And if you need to come back and rest again, you could curl into a cat and rock back, stretching the lower back as you release. From here we'll take this into threading the needle plus an arm opening. So the one arm goes in both directions. So we start off in the same way, neutral pelvis, neutral spine, and tummy lifting. Right arm slides to the left, threading your needle. Come back to the center, right arm goes out to the right and right up towards the ceiling, and then back under your shoulder. Left arm slides to the right, come back to the center, left arm opens out and up to the ceiling, and then come back under the chest. Breathe out, breathe in to come back, breathe out to rotate, breathe in to return. We'll just do one more to this side, finishing with that left arm opening up to the ceiling, and then again have a rest if you need to. The last variation, we're going to add in a straightened leg. So from your 4-point kneeling position, your left leg is going to stretch back behind you and you're going to tuck those toes under. You're going to then thread the needle as before to the left, bending that left elbow. Keep that left foot steady. Come back to the center and do your arm opening. Now we're going to take that same right arm, thread it right down towards your left foot as far as you can reach. And then come back to the center and again, open the arm to the ceiling. We'll do the same arm, same leg, one more set. Thread the needle. Push back to the center. Arm opening. Thread the needle down to the left foot and bring it back up. Last arm opening. Then let's swap the legs. Rest that left knee onto the mat. Make sure it's under your hip. Stretch the right leg back behind you, tuck those toes under. Left arm slides to the right, threading your needle. Come back to the center, open the arm to the left. Same arm goes down towards your right foot as far as you can reach. Come back to the center and open the arm to the left. One more set to each side. It's a little bit more tricky to balance with this variation, but we do get a nice range of movement. Last one to finish. And then tuck that right knee under the hip, curl your spine into your cat, and gently come all the way back again into your rest position, stretch, breathing in and out, deep and wide and full. And from there, we're going to come and lie down onto your tummy. So walk yourself forward onto your front. Your legs are going to be just straight behind you, parallel hip width apart. Your fingertips will come together and your forehead is going to rest down onto the fingertips, elbows nice and wide. We're going to start with diamond press, and again we're going to do 3 variations. Take a breath in to prepare the body, connect the tummy to the spine. Breathe out, slide the nose forward, lift the back of the head, send your chest forwards and upwards. Take a breath in there and breathe out as you come back to rest. We'll do 3 more sets. These are just the basic diamond presses, encouraging movement into the top of the spine, bringing it into extension to strengthen the upper backs. Think of the shoulder blades sliding down the back, the neck getting longer. And remember to keep the lower back supported with the tummy. Try not to squash or compress the bottom of the spine. Go away from it as you lift. When you finish this set, if you need to release any tension in the lower back, give your bum a little wiggle from side to side or come into rest position. Then what I want you to do is to slide your hands further forward so they're now above the height of your head. And again, your head rests onto the mat. You do the same diamond press, sliding the nose, lifting the chest. Now see if you can keep your hands where they are, but hover your elbows off the floor. Lower the elbows and rest your upper back. Breathe in at the bottom. Breathe out, come up. Breathe in there. Breathe out, hover the elbows. Breathe in to lower. And breathe out to switch off. So now as we add in this elbow hover, we are working those upper back muscles even more. You might feel this in the sides of the body and maybe the lower back, but again, keep the tummy nice and active. If you want even more challenge, rather than just lifting your elbows, see if you can also lift your hands. And then release the hands and release the chest and the head. Breathe out to come up. Breathe in. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. And breathe out to rest. One last one. When you've finished, again, give your bum a little wiggle if you need to, or come back into rest position. The last variation, we are going to move your floating arms down into the sides of the body and then move them back to the starting position, hopefully whilst keeping a diamond press position through the upper back. So you can leave the legs as they are, or certainly for my body, to support my lower back so it doesn't feel uncomfortable, I'm going to squeeze my legs together, really switch on my bottom muscles. Again, I start off in the same position, forehead onto the mat, hands above the head, arms relaxed and tummy lifted. Slide the nose forward, come into your diamond press. Breathe in there, breathe out, hover the arms, breathe in, pull them down to the hips, breathe out, float them back up, breathe in to rest the arms and rest the chest and head. Coming back up, arms hover and they pull into the sides of the body. Float back, rest your hands and chest and head. So do whatever you need to do to support that lower back. Do not feel this in the lower back. Make sure you keep breathing, that you don't hold the breath. And we're feeling this, of course, in the upper back and also in the sides of the body as we pull those elbows down to the hips. We're just going to do one more set to finish. When you've finished, either roll onto your back, hug your knees to your chest, or push yourself up and back and into a nice big rest position stretch. Breathing deep and wide and full, releasing those back muscles that you've been working. And we are finished with that particular session. Let's continue now for part 3, the last part, down onto our mats and onto our backs. I'll see you there in a moment. Well done.